Hello everybody. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're already a subscriber. I am going to explain this mess because there is a good reason for it. So this big giant mess is my Use My Junk Miss kit. So if you're not familiar with my channel and you just stumbled upon this, then you're probably wondering, what the heck am I talking about? My amazing friend who lives out in California, Taylor Ann, who is Little Creative Life on most platforms, I think. If not all, I'm pretty sure it's Little Creative Life on everything. But she and I, we're not going to worry about grammar right now, host a challenge. Well, this is the second year we're doing it, but we did it last year and we had so much fun, we're doing it again. So Use Your Junk Miss is the hashtag that we use. So this year it'll be hashtag Use Your Junk Miss 2020. I don't know if we're going to do the 2K20 style or which style we're actually using yet. We're still finalizing, stuff like that. But we have our list down pat. So that's important. And so we're just going to kind of go through that. What I do personally, and a little bit of the background of this challenge was the fact that as crafters, we hoard stuff. Everybody stop trying to deny it. It's real. It's truth. It's just what it is. We hoard stuff. And in particular, we tend to hoard holiday-based things, as if a beautiful new collection is not going to come out next year and blow our minds. And a lot of the times we buy multiple folks' collections. I think Christmas is the one holiday that I do not have brand loyalty. If I like it, I like it. And I often stumble into a Tuesday morning mid-Christmas. And I don't know if you've ever been in a Tuesday morning around Christmas time, but it's a little chaotic with the craft aisle. So needless to say, we grabbed lots of things. So Taylor and I thought it would be a great tradition to encourage everyone to get out all of their Christmas things in particular. You can do anything. You do not have to be Christmas oriented. We just came up with it because we had all the Christmas crap. So don't feel pressured. We would love for you to participate. It doesn't matter if it's holiday specific. There are a couple things that are holiday specific. And just to let everybody know, we do start it on the 1st of December. So we're going to go through the list while kind of going through this stuff a little bit. So last year I did it in my Hobonichi. I think I have my Hobonichi actually here. I'm not going to be able to show much of it on camera because the stuff is stacked so high. But yeah, just some little tidbits and things. Cards, pockets, there's some Polaroids in here, stuff like that. So I used my Hobonichi to document it all last year. What's changed for this year is, if you can see over here, this is actually my beautiful Project Life book. One of many. But this is kind of the one that I've been working out of the most, and kind of since I started as well. So I decided that I was going to print since I'm so backlogged in my Project Life, which again, if you're new to the channel, I am still struggling to get through 2015 photos. I'm about at the tail end of it, but still there's quite a bit to go. So I thought it would be a really fun treat for myself to print a bunch of different holiday events that have happened from 2015 on, and just kind of pick and choose what would make the most sense for Use Your Junk Miss this year, and see how many spreads I can actually get through. So we're going to pull those out towards the end. I'm going to just move the book for now. And then we can discuss what my spreads are possibly going to look like. I'm going to try to deteriorate this desk a little bit at a time. These are lots of metallic sprays from Distress Ink. I've got some Color Shine, which is Heidi Shine, if you are a inklet which is kind of the clan of folks that hang out around Inky Quill. So that's a cool thing too. I've got this really pretty Tim Holtz collage paper hanging out, and I'm sure you're like, well, why is it not in your kit? Because honestly, there's no room left in these. So I have a couple straggly bits that are just hanging out all over. So I'm trying to think the best way to like back into this other than just like start at the top and work my way down. Let me just move things and I'll go kind of in order of the way I wrote the list out for now. This is not gospel of how the list is gonna finish out. She is in charge, Taylor is in charge of, I'm gonna move the camera a little, I'm sorry. Ooh, I didn't mean to zoom in quite that much. Okay, just so that we can all stay on the mat. So this list, I'm just going to rattle it off and talk about things as I go. But she is in charge of editing it down and deciding what days are what. I don't think it's going to change too much from last year. So if you did participate and you want to get a head start, you're more than welcome. We're also going to try to have the list out pretty soon so that, again, you can prep your kit and be ready. So there's that. So last year, I think I only had one of these tubs. This year I have two. And that's because my paper collection's grown because I stumbled upon the Snow and Cocoa set about mid-December last year. So we can actually kind of start in here a little bit. So stencils. I chose this Tim Holtz Holiday Knit, which I also used for my December plan with me, which you guys will see next week. And just as an update, I know I said it a couple of videos ago, but I am kind of domino affecting my planner videos. So my setup video for 2021, all of that, what I picked, is all gonna be, this is being really difficult to go back in the thing. So now I see why I just left it alone. It's going to be like a domino effect. And so you're going to be able to, I'm going to have like 2 videos every week for the month of December, because one video is going to be a process video with Use Your Junk Mist, Project Life stuff, or it might be in another, it might be in a Hobonichi or something like that. I'll kind of talk about that as I go through the list, what I'm planning to do with what. I would say 98% is going to be Project Life. And then I have 3 other spreads planned that just can't happen in my Project Life. I mean, they probably could. It would be just a stretch. And not that I don't love me a good challenge, but I just thought that they would make for a better look in the places I'm putting them in. So this is the stencil I'm using. I keep a couple other stencils with me at all times. But I just, obviously it's a holiday stencil, so I wanted to make sure I utilized that. So stitching and fabric. So I have the We Are Memory Keepers little circle, this is the circle one. But I also have the like handheld runner version. I don't know if I'm going to do circles or what I'm going to do, but I knew I wanted to do a hand sewn thing. And my mom actually has a ton of the attachments for this. So I'm going to have fun playing with that. She has a sewing machine and we've used it a little bit. But she's still in mask sewing world. So I don't want to steal her desk right now. So I'm just going to do some hand sewing like I did last year. Paint. Paint is the one thing that I don't have pulled out because I keep my watercolor tins in my backpack so that I have them with me all the time. So I didn't bother clogging at the desk anymore. And if you're a subscriber already, you kind of see my watercolor tin frequently. I did put some Dilutions paints in the kit in my car. It's like in a little tote of like all the odds and ends, like the sprays were and things like that. I just picked a couple colors that would go with Snow and Cocoa. So that pretty baby blue and the pinks and things. I'll talk through more of that in the actual spread. These carriers are really great for little pieces like photos and enamel dots and stencils and things that can just get lost really easy, I feel like. So I wanted to kind of keep it condensed as best I could. I'm gonna close this just for a minute, and we're gonna play in this one because it's insane. Sorry you can see I was trying to be like super stealthy so that you didn't see the white edge of my desk where the craft mat stops, basically. I don't know why. It's not like it's that big of a deal. It just bothered me. And just so you know, these are the iris containers. You can pick them up at Joann's pretty easy. I actually get a lot of mine at, I think it's Tuesday Morning where I've picked up a lot of them. So paper is kind of what the theme is in here. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. There's a couple paper related prompts. So there's pattern paper itself. Then further on down the list, we talk about wrapping paper and specialty papers and vellum. So there's a couple of different things happening in here. I'm going to just try to unbury myself from this. Oh my goodness, what was I thinking? Hopefully there's not going to be a craft avalanche that happens. If you watched my unboxing video a couple weeks ago, you know that I got the snowflake papers. So this is what I mean when I say specialty paper. So this is from the snowflake collection. It has that pretty foil on it. And then this is just one I believe I picked up at Hobby Lobby. It's AC cardstock. It might have been Joann's. But I really liked that it was a wood grain and it was gold. I thought it might pair well with snowflake, or it might pair well with, oh, there it is. I'm just being ridiculous and flitting through stuff. The Merry Days little pad that I have. I do also have lots of single sheets. I'm having to like move everything around. This is such a tight space to work in. These are tons of single sheets, really old, some from paper pads that are even older, leftover scraps, like that piece that was floating around a second ago is like extra remnants that I thought would be so great to rip and play with. But yeah, so we've got lots of single sheet cardstock. Like this is from, I think, Fa La La collection. I know it's not from the Snow and Cocoa. And then that's from Merry Days. These are just really old ones that I had. These are from a paper pad that was really old that I had. But one thing about Use Your Junk Mist that I kind of like, and at the end of it, I really want to prep a little bit better for next year and utilize these containers. I try to keep all my Christmas together. Like this, I may not keep in Christmas because it could be taken Christmas. It could not be. But the point being that I like keeping it all together so that I don't stress myself out like I did this year. And I was still kind of pulling from everywhere. It was better than it was last year, but I digress. Sorry, this might be a chattier video. I did put both of the chipboard sticker pieces that I have. That might be something that we add next year specifically is chipboard. Because I was noticing that I have a lot of chipboard embellishments. Stickers is a prompt, and we're going to get to that in a second. I do flip these upside down because sometimes if they get pushed on the other side, it's not nice to them. Tissue paper, I put a ton of tissue paper in here. There's not exactly a prompt for it. We say packaging and wrapping paper as prompts. So I have wrapping paper in here, just like the extra cuts from wrapping presents that I actually have. And then I also have this little plastic or paper bag that's packaging paper. I have a Starbucks envelope, which is packaging paper. Just really think about what you consider packaging, to each his own on that. In this little pocket, I actually am keeping my tickets and apparently some little flags. But I have 2 of these tickets that were from an event, so I just printed the photo of, if I can get a hold of myself here. Yeah, so I had 2 tickets left from that event, and I thought they would be really great if I happened to like maybe stitch over them or something that, you know, I can use them because I have photographs from that event. So I tucked them in there just to keep them all nice and safe and snuggly. In this little envelope are map squares. Taylor actually sells these in her shop, so I have them from her. So obviously we would put map squares on the list. Another thing on the list is envelopes. So we all know that we have that tendency to hoard some envelopes. Victoria's Secret catalog. This is actually this year's catalog, and it just came in the mail. I liked all the quotes. The magazine is the prompt. So I consider catalogs, I guess, the same. I don't know what I really want to use. I also have this like little Daphne's Diary insert that I might want to play with. I am playing with the idea of using magazines in my 2021 planner and doing like a mood board spread because I'm moving. If you guys are new to the channel, then you've heard me talk about this quite a bit. I was on a home hunt. I did not buy a house, but I am hopefully closing on an apartment in a couple days. Or by the time this video goes up, I should know actually which apartment I'm going with. So needless to say, I'm really excited, but it means I can go into massive decorating mode, which is scary for everyone. One of the later prompts is sequins. So I just grabbed like Christmas sequins that I had, and obviously seasonal. I liked the pink, and then I'm going to keep my big tub of them with me too. That aren't so dressy. I would like to have more sequins in my collection. If you guys have a brand or shop preference, I'd love to know about it, so stick it down below. This is last year's Studio Calico kit for December, so I just put it in there to maybe see if I can use up some of the contents of it with other pages that I may have. Obviously, one of the prompts would be stamps, and boy, do I got stamps for days and days in here. I've got Tim Holtz stamps. I've got Sheena, I think is how you say it, Sheena stamps. I've got recollection stamps. I've got wooden stamps, all the stamps. And just, that was an experience calling all those guys out. So that's really the contents of this kit. So we knocked out a bunch of those prompts. I'm now realizing how chatty I'm being, so I'm like speeding through now. Let's see if I can get this guy to close. Probably not with my luck right now. There we go. That's as good as that's gonna get. So I'm gonna just turn around behind me. Try not to trip and throw that down. Okay, so I know we talked about the stencil that is on top of here. Notepads. So these are from Knock Knock. I used a long one in my Hobonichi last year to do like a naughty or nice list. I thought this might be cute to do like a smaller version on maybe a 12x12 spread, or on a 4x6 card or something like that. There was a little bit more potential with it being so small. So I liked that. Ribbon, twine, and string. I wonder, I know I have some ribbon in here. I wonder if my pink, it is. Snow and Cocoa is very pink and girly and soft. And so I wanted this pink string in there. Last year, I used this ribbon with some Hello Kitty ribbon I had. I do want to keep playing with this ribbon, and red, obviously being very Christmas, is going to go in well with everything. I do have this nice little snowflake ribbon because I'm going to do some snow photos. Stickers. Oh, dear goodness. And there's, by the way, there's other stuff in here that is completely unrelated. Wreaths, definitely not a prompt. It was just a 3D embellishment. I had pom-poms, not a prompt. Just went with the snow and cocoa stuff I had. And that was just that. So don't think that you have to have weird stuff like pom-poms. These are paper clips that I happen to have. Not a prompt at all. It's okay. Do not panic. Bring what you have. And if you don't have something, be creative and use something else maybe in your stash that we didn't list. We're always looking for new ideas. So if there's something that is not on the list, it's going to be up on Instagram, by the way. So I'm going to put both Taylor's Instagram and my Instagram down below in the description. But it's going to be on Instagram so that you can save it and hang on to it. But it'll be super easy to follow. And like I said, if there's something on that list that you don't have, just be creative and redo a prompt or something like that. Or feel free to give us suggestions, like I said. Okay, so I'm looking for the big sticker stack because there's the big one. This is kind of part of it. There's just, oh, these are really pretty because those are the, we're just going to make a big mess. So Alpha Stickers is another one. So I did want to throw these in. These are actually, they're called Holly, but you can pick these up at Hobby Lobby even now. And this is from, I believe, last year's Merry Days collection. I think they're really great just to even use normally. I just like the script. It's great. I have all kinds of stickers. New, old, sale, current. I mean, gracious. We've got stickers for days in here. So this is going to be a mess because now I messed it up. So hopefully I can get everybody to go back in there somewhat normally. This might be throw this on the floor and reorganize it post video kind of thing. Oh, that's perfect. That'll work. Okay. So more stickers, and stickers. Buttons. We didn't put that on the list, but I think that might be one for next year's like buttons. I know wood veneers. So this would count as like a wooden embellishment to me for sure. I also included, if I can get, these are more stickers. Stickers and stickers and stickers. Just for days. And these are all winter themed stickers. I don't know if you caught that, but this is absurd. No one should have this many winter stickers. Where did my, there. Here are some more wood veneers. If anybody has a good wood veneer hookup, let me know because I've been going down a rabbit hole of wood veneer stuff. These are from Snow and Cocoa. And they're wooden pieces. Again, I'm planning on doing a snow spread with the Snow and Cocoa thing. I did something a little bit quirky for my, we have a Floral Foliage one, and I thought it would be really cool to finally make use of these pretty poinsettias that I got a couple years ago. So I'm going to make use of those as my Floral Foliage. Oh God, I found more stickers. Help me, goodness gracious, with the stickers, guys. And then here's some more of those poinsettias. So I kind of have a couple different to play with. I'm trying to go down the list. We'll come back to washi. I'm not going to forget about it. Enamel dots and rhinestones. So I've got a ton of these enamel dots that are up here. But if you watch that unboxing video, you'll know how many enamel dots I got. So it's a ton that I just threw in here. I didn't want to be picky or try to cull them down because I'm doing so many spreads. I didn't want to say, okay, I'm just going to use these. I just wanted to throw them all in here and see how many I could get through. I'm never going to get this all back in here the same way. Oh, that's going to take ages. Tags. So, I have these gorgeous tags from the Snowflake collection, which are great because they have like textural elements. So like there's yarn for the scarves and some twine. There's some stitching on them. I guess I could kind of cheat and use the stitching one for the tag prompt. But I had those. And then Merry Days actually did a whole collection of gift tags with string to tie everything to. So I threw all of them in here to see if maybe those would match whatever spread I'm working with at the time. So there was a ton of that. Rub-ons. Now I had them a moment ago. I don't have a lot of holiday rub-ons. I just have the ones from Tim Holtz. And there's so many on this page, and I think you get 2 pages. You get the black page, and then there's like a white page behind it, so it's easy to work with. So those were a must to go in here. Die cuts and punches. So I consider ephemera to be a die cut because that's what they are. These are like these doilies are a die cut to me. I think I have snowflake die cuts over here too. So we had those. I have ephemera from Snow and Cocoa. Here's some more tags. Here's snowflake die cuts. Here are more tags. Sweet Lord, all the tags too. And punches. So I don't have it in front of me, but I know you've probably seen me use it before, where I have a hexagon punch, I think is what it's called. I have a hexagon punch and I love it. And I think I'm going to do something with it maybe. So we'll see. Special papers. We already talked about that. And packaging and maps. Recipes. Okay. So we're going to just jump ship just for a minute. So I have the Happy Planners recipe collection. I got this for Christmas in 2015. And I realized that I had not really used it. I stuck a bunch of recipes and papers and things that I'd like to, but I haven't actually utilized it. So this year I'm challenging myself to do a recipe spread in here. I haven't picked what the recipe is per se, but it's a little bit easier, or it's a little bit more of a challenge instead of just throwing in a recipe card to somewhere. So I'm really excited about that. Then we've got photos and Polaroids. So I actually have some Polaroids that my mom took the year that she came, which was 2015. These are from 2015 Christmas. I just realized I'm going to have to print more photos now, which is terrifying. I tried to get a jump start on them, and we can look at that, but now I'm definitely realizing there's more photos still to be done. But these are Polaroids she took on an Instax Polaroid camera. Obviously with me, I could kind of skip the Polaroid side of this, and just since I'm doing it in Project Life, I'm including photos, so it's fine. Unless I really get over ambitious and want to get these Polaroids out of my stash. I'm pausing just for a minute because we're going to talk about what I've printed so far. I am also trying to be realistic that between moving and things like that and pre-filming as much as possible, that I may have bitten off more than I can chew in anticipation of how many spreads I can get done. But I'm also really excited because I realized how many more spreads are still to be done. So I can actually recycle this idea or scrap lift it, whatever you want to call it, and do the exact same thing next year and just bulk print a bunch of holiday photos. I'm trying to do an assortment a little bit from every year, but there's so many things that I've done over the years that are holiday related that are around Christmas, and I'm sure most paper crafters agree that we have lots going on in the holiday season, so there's plenty to scrapbook over the years, and that's fine. Cards. So these are cards that I have from Snow and Cocoa. By the way, packaging could also be this. Like, if I tear this apart and decide I'm going to cut this down and use this, I could use that as packaging. That's extremely resourceful. Last year, I just taped cards that I got in the mail into my Hobonichi. I'm not completely opposed to doing that again. These could also be considered envelopes. I know I showed you another envelope example that I might use earlier. Vellum. I don't have any vellum in this kit, and that's because I keep my vellum in a different tote that goes with me everywhere, and I'm pretty sure I want to type onto the vellum. This is not a kid appropriate channel, in case I didn't say that. But yeah, this is like my Christmas tree skirt. So there's little bits of ephemera and things from like actual life. I don't actually know where I procured those snowflakes, but I'm going to have fun using them. This is the receipt from this, which I actually ended up having to order over the phone from Universal, and then they shipped it to me for my mom to have because I forgot to buy it, and I knew I wanted it as a Christmas present for her. It was a flying cow. So that's vellum. Sorry, I lost my entire train of thought. Tea and coffee. I'm going to do a Hobonichi spread on that because I want to get a holiday beverage or 2 or 3. And I've already gotten one for the season, and I'm normally pretty hardcore that I don't do that until after Thanksgiving. But 2020 is what it is. So it's okay if we do a couple things out of order. But I do want to document that a little bit more the day of, or maybe even making holiday beverages. I'm looking at maybe doing cider, which I guess could count. And the last thing that I didn't really talk about that's in here is labels. I have a Dymo label maker, and I actually got a hold of some really cool colored tape that I want to use. And because Snow and Cocoa has some typewriter type label font to it, I think it would be a really nice pairing. I am going to move this to the best of my ability. I'll put it all back together and this mess back in there whenever I finish this video, because Lord knows I can't do it on camera now. That's just how life goes. Here, we'll move these. And this is why I said we'll come back to washi. This is one of those photo keeper boxes that you can get from Iris, where it's got like the clear photo organizers in it, and I just repurposed them into giant washi boxes. So that's what this is, a giant Christmas washi box. This is not Christmas, I know that. I just threw in some other prints just for fun. But yeah, this is my giant washi box. This is why I'm posting this, because I want I guess more from a preparedness standpoint. It's easier for me if I can have it all kind of semi-localized instead of having to dig for it when I'm mid-spread. So we've got that. And now that means we can kind of go back to this lovely big old book that's not going to fit in camera. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward to maybe not the first spread, but chronologically the first spread. That I'll do. That didn't make sense now that I said it. Chronologically, this would be the first spread in my book. Will this be the first spread I actually do for the challenge? I'm not entirely sure. It'll be whatever floats my boat at the time. So this was actually in 2015 when we went to go get our Christmas tree. So I went ahead and printed photos for that. I've already got photos sliding everywhere. So let's just count out. That might be easier. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12. I currently have 12, and that's kind of a lie too because this is 13. So 13 spreads are going to get done. This is going to be a 12 by 12 layout. I'm planning to do 12. So it's definitely going to be more than 2 videos a week. You'll get a planner video, and you're going to get at least one Use Your Junk Miss video, if not a second one. I'll see how it all falls. I'm goaling to shoot a bunch of it over Thanksgiving. I'm pre-filming this prior to Thanksgiving. But I'm hoping to get a lot of the spreads and things done so that I can give you guys content, and I will just post on social media, like whatever the prompt is. So, like this one's supposed to be the ticket, so I might take a picture of the whole thing just for tickets, or I might just like focus in on the embellishment. The point is not to focus necessarily on, for me, the focus is about using the prompts to get through tons and tons of spreads that need to get done. This book has been through a lot. So we've got 13 spreads worth of stuff to look forward to, and that's not counting the recipe or the mood board or the Hobonichi tea coffee, which I think is all I'm doing in there. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I'm trying to keep this as short as possible, and I know I'm way over time for that. But feel free to post pictures of your kids. I would love to know what's in your kids. And tag us in it, because we'd love to see that. We love to see you guys all getting involved. It's just so much fun for us to all do something as a community that's about using your supplies in a time where excess is such a huge thing. Like, the thrill of going out to buy stuff is just serious. But more or less, I really just want everybody to use their stuff. And if you have a suggestion for us, we'd love to take it into account. So be sure to put it on the list when we post it, so that we can take that into account next year, because we fully plan to continue this tradition. But thank you guys so much, and I hope you're all participating. Let me know in the comments below if you are. I'd love to know and be able to follow you on Instagram as well. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you're having a happy holiday season so far. I can't wait to see what everybody creates. Bye.